Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Our channel covers a range of topics including current events, fitness, personal development, and technology to help you look, feel, and live your best life. Tune in for actionable advice and engaging discussions. We the willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
So join up. Do your part. There's a long war ahead, and we need you. So join up. Do your part. There's a long war ahead, and we need you.
Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it? Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it?
About how we can better ourselves and further ourselves, further your mind, you know what I'm saying?
How you gon' wear my shorts when the last one
Be clear, this is
How you gon' be in no love when the bed don't sleep? Deep, deep, crash your feelings in the middle of the street. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the hoes was at. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the bros was at. 3:30 in the morning, scroll through the call up. Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off. I love when you count me out. 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 My name is in your mouth.
Might be about you. Next run might be about you.
Conductor. Welcome to the new golden era. Yo. This that purple tape mix with Cody vibes. Hey yo. Imagine getting murdered with the case in the South Village. It sure is. Yeah. DJ Drama. Hey yo, I'ma take it back to the ski mask Chanel. See yo with my mail. I can never fail. I can be through you, I can tell you would tell. You ain't never ate rules, Chris in a cell. Everything grab, you moving at a pace of a snail. Supreme clientele, cause my cocaine pal is wrapped on the height. My dope house well with Egypt, we in Portland's Cutter doing well on a mountain. R&B bitches on my bandwagon. Boxes cost 500, I got my pants sagging. If we had to drive 50 miles, we was hand cracking. Back when I popped the Infinite, I had the less wagon. True story, I could get anything done. Runway, Gucci, jeans, shoe, hair in the bar, Santorini, black sand, dick sucks in the sun. The top 3 and not 3 or 2, but I'm the Vanetta loves. See me, I'm the model type. Balenciaga torty with the piranha bites. Ace rolls on ice. Hit you broad day, fuck you in the pole lights. Nigga, I'm dose nice. Returning the boom back with 2 million on the wrist. DJ Drama.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey yo, big words too. So Randy Savage, I heard you out here running your mouth.
Heard it.
I've been a rich man, and she's got power to spare. Big approach, running dead center. Watch the power. She's flying. Huge blow. Oh my! The table's breaking.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together.
Ain't nothing like a broke, struggling ass bitch with demands and standards making videos in their car praying for a cash out. Dry begging ass bitch.
Do you think that this person is a patriot or a traitor?
That's a fuck nigga.
Why do you say that?
When he became president, he spent more of his time to put LGBTQ into power than he did for his own race. And it doesn't have to be about race, but I mean, dude, you're the first nigga president, you expect you to do nigga shit. The closest thing he did to doing anything for niggas was changing his tennis court and turn it into a basketball court. Outside of that, he made homosexual marriage completely legal. We started having civil unrest like we never seen before. BLM was created, Me Too was created. All these political companies and organizations were created through him, and nothing that was truly peaceful. Conservatives got targeted, falsely labeled as racist through his reign. He's a complete traitor. He was here to only conquer and divide, and he accomplished that goal.
Damn.
Super fly guy. Hey yo, Rodeo, Rolls Royce, roof retracted. Rugalay on the Mississippi, lap relaxing. Rich through a Von Cleef party. Max and Sack shopping bags, had a blood back in front of morning. Dope bags on my Reese Cooper coattail. If the 20 bricks land, watch the boat shell. Hit 4 extra niggas, oh well. You serve crack through the doorbell. Hit a lick face in the mall, gelling knee high. Black badge, hit every pothole in the east side. Trying to teach niggas up, but they lack vision. Still got 30 left, my homie cried on the last visit. We ate wings on the last visit. Switch shoes, now you on the rec yard of Rap Simmons. Up the self fridges looking like a meal ticket. Spent 50 at the counter, but we still niggas. I'm about to go and buy land. Wrist crank, kick, Miller, Jackie Chan. Jackson Storm, Balenciaga, Afghanistan. Going Dior, shopping off hand in hand. Bulletproof vest, Tasha Nakamoto. Kept the X runner, shot the nigga black, I'm solo. Daytona Robo, Easy Tools Rojo. Money good, $500,000 Chanel hobo. I'm the pinnacle, see through your subliminals. Buy everything twice, 2 Louis racks identical. Style minimum, style like Larry Davis. See through Celine tank top, Celine trainers. Just came from a headshot, spray paint. Kissing my triple beam like nigga, we made it. Woo. Like nigga, we made it. Thought it wasn't coming back, crackhead jeans say win.
Damn.
Niggas ain't fucking with me, man. Fine.
On decorations. But the white boys had told all them French gals that we had tails. Then they found this ignorant colored soldier. Paid him to tie a tail to his ass and run around half naked making monkey sounds. They put him on a big round table in the Cafe Napoleon. Put a reed in his hand. Crown on his head, blanket on his shoulders, and made him eat bananas in front of all them Frenchies. Oh, the white boys danced that night. Passed out leaflets with that boy's picture on it. Called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys. And when we slit his throat, you know that fool asked us what he had done wrong.
Country shot.
My daddy told me we got to turn our backs on this kind, Wilkie. Close our ranks to the chitlins, the collard greens, the cornbread style. We are men, soldiers, And I don't intend for our race to be cheated out of its place of honor and respect in this war.
The pupils burn from the gaze of the sunlight. Trying to go legit this time with no gunfight. Straight flights to Ghana. My man got the gold connect. Bow-legged dude with chicks on deck. He got Navy sailors moving their crypto specs. Maybach Hummer, sound like a discotheque. His brother Stan blew off his own hand. He's in the mausoleums, couldn't sew his wrist back on. It's in the Coliseum. The monster's out, straight down in the opera house. Scorpion pendant, red stone in a lobster mouth. Diamonds embroidered in the Chinaware. Speaking through Tesla phones, tucked behind the ear, Snow White Royce, guts red with lasagna chairs. Scarface party was raw with mad lines in there. Everybody holding, rock wallets, mad nines in there. Hitters with gold fronts frontin', what's the concierge? 50 years of hip hop, New York is the mascot, city is the backdrop. One more, you can holler at me. You can holler at me.
That I gotta be the best of them all. That just cut and dried. I'm the best. Whether you like it or not, you're looking at, the greatest, the best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousine, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that. You know what? Let's face it, if you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Who you're looking at, the man.
The almighty, the legend, the legendary Westside.
Apollo be thy name,
Fly God himself.
You're looking at the man.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. You son of a bitch! 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 I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it! Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it! Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it! Because we're in a fucking gynocracy.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think.
That's how we do it. You're in the mix. You're in the mix.
Your girlfriend's favorite DJ.
Don't understand what's going on here.
Is in the mix.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Show will begin now.
Yo, we in the building. What up? Let me get a sound check. Saul.
Mic check.
Damn, you sound good. What up, Tito?
Yeah, what up?
All right, what up? All right, shout out to everybody piling up in here. Y'all can see my voice a little fucked up tonight, but we good. We gonna run through the show. We got to dress. You know, the elephant of the room, Tito and Obsidian's channels. I seen everybody leaving me shit in the comments. So we'll talk about that at the top of the hour too. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, y'all popped up in here. That's what's up. Lord of Brooklyn, Universal Black, Stefan, Detroit, what it do, Playboy, name and handle, Mr. O. Yeah. If you want to pop up in the half, that's cool. I sent you the link, and I'll drop the link in the chat for you again if you want to come up. You taking a break at work? Yeah, Mr. O had to work tonight and shit. All right, Epiphany. All right, it's a lot of y'all put up in here. Outspoken introvert, universal black. All right, salute, man. Thanks everybody for coming by. Carrington Morris. All right, bet. Um, well, shit. Let me get opening statements for everybody. And then you and Tito, Black Toxic Masculinist. What up, Playboy? Zeke, what up, Playboy? And then you and Tito could talk about the channel fiasco. But let's start with you. So, what you got for me, Playboy?
All I got to say about that is they're trying to engage in a campaign, like I said before, of dominance, so that, not necessarily that the content creator will be exhausted, but that the audience will be exhausted by attrition. And this is, as we've said before, make sure you support these content creators. They take the supreme risk. Come on back. Details will be coming soon. But I will like to say, this is a war of will. Them trying to impede or impress upon their will upon us, and we ain't going for that shit. We're not. Machismo TV and the crew here, we roll into the wheels fall off. We don't give a fucking damn. And not only that, there's all this talk, and I'm not trying to speak on anybody. And shout out to Black Man being brutally honest. But the manosphere isn't dead. It's not. You know what I mean? We've evolved, and guess what? We spread all across, TikTok, Twitter, or whatever the case may be. It ain't necessarily got to be us. The message is out. There's a boomeranging effect where you got people in regular life telling me about points and shit that we hear here. You know what I mean? So we are effective. Make no mistake. And when they're clawing at you and clawing at you and clawing at you, a channel, paying for paid bots and all that other stuff, they're taking away a channel. That's all you got? Because guess what? They're desperate. We got them exactly where they want, where we want them. We're a year out from the midterms. Make no mistake, it's a coincidence. That ain't no coincidence about what's going on. And then, of course, ain't nothing gonna turn up in them Epstein files. So, they're back on, this big boogeyman. The Dems need that. So that's where I land my plane with that, man.
All right, no, that's actually spot on. Tito, that's all yours, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got up with Obsidian yet to find out exactly when he got zapped. But a lot of people tell me it was Thanksgiving morning, just like me, because I got the email from Google at I think 9:23 a.m. on Thanksgiving. But I mean, this is I think the third or fourth time I've been through this now. You would think they will learn by now, But yeah, I'll be back. It's just like at the end of the James Bond movies, I shall return. You know what I'm saying? All of this shows is that they're not confident in their ideas. That's all this shows. They're not confident in their ideas, because if they were, they wouldn't have to engage in censorship. They wouldn't have to engage in slander. They wouldn't have to say that dating coaches are red pill. They wouldn't have to say that the alpha dog gurus that want you to buy a course are red pill. They wouldn't have to do any of that shit. If they actually had some type of competing ideas or ideology that they thought would be marketable to other people, that other people would find palatable, then they would just simply compare that up against ours the same way that we do them. But they can't, because they know that nobody wants to buy the shit that they selling. Nobody wants the blue pill stepdaddy simp shit. Nobody wants the accept, big bloated ugly women. None of that shit. The old ran through. Nobody wants none of that. Nobody wants any of that, right? Nobody wants to vote for a party, you know, where the other half of the people in the party tell you that you trash just because of the set of genitals that you were born with, just because of some indelible. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to vote for the same party that had your ass in slavery. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And so that's why it's difficult for them to sell it. And all the people that make these videos about whether the black manosphere is dead or not, it's become almost a trope at this point. I'm not saying it's to shit on anybody, but I mean, this is just like people been. I was shocked one time when I looked at an Ali documentary. It's about Ali hanging out with the Beatles, and Ali was backstage with the Beatles, and a reporter drove on him. And you know what he asked him? He asked him, "Do you think that the sport of boxing is on its way out?" And this is something that they was asking in the 60s. This is something that I heard them ask when I was a kid. I saw articles about this in Ring magazine when I was younger. I seen it on ESPN, and here 8,000 year in the 8,000-year history, the sport still persists, and it's gonna be the same with the black manosphere. It'll still persist. But y'all stay tuned. I'm coming out with a concept that we go control. This time we'll be able to gatekeep. This time we'll be able to restrict access to whoever we want. And this time nobody will be able to say that somebody is a part of us when they're not. And I'll land my plane there.
Excellent. Excellently stated. Yes.
No, that's spot on, gentlemen. Hell of an intro. All right, yo, what up, Mr. O? Is there, before I load up this first segment, because we're just gonna get this black female fuckery out the way, we're going. Tito's already covered it. He was doing a real good series with the this Danish deception joint. I even sent him some fucking AI music, smoking on the divester pack joint I made, so he could have some theme music for his joint because he was killing. But is there anything you guys want to say about this? Basically, an ongoing assault of, like, in my opinion, some of the best minds in the space with regard to lexicon and direction of train of thought. With everybody knows Tito's 1.0, and Obsidian is ostensibly one of the key founders of the 2.0 iteration. What say you guys? Let's just knock this out. Let's just do the housekeeping on this before we go on to and on to anything else. It's all yours.
Who you designate to speak on? Anybody? Machismo?
No, so go ahead. You could take it.
Oh.
My bad. I muted myself up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say this. Continuing to come up with new ideas and strategy, and not necessarily giving people quote unquote some information they can't do nothing with. One of the pinnacles of this channel has been actionable steps, and obviously collaboration and empiricism. And there's content creators, such as Tito, such as Obsidian, and there's a few other out there. There's a lot. If I didn't mention your names, it doesn't mean that it's any disrespect, but we're speaking of the gentleman of the hour, where there's obviously some attacks there, because they want to try to moderate what's going on. They know it's not going away. They want to try to moderate it or whatnot. They want you all to either go to a simp channel or one of them glossy channels. But guess what? We still here, and we're not letting it go. You know what I mean? We're not. And I think that this time around, and shout out to Marcus, man. Shout out to Keep It 100. Okay. And shout out to Fatty. Okay. Right. Because they're acting in a spirit of collaboration. You know what I mean? I know sometimes us as black men, we could, push a bravado and this, that, and the other. you know, there's no competing interest here. You know what I mean? Like we're all the same team, just to make sure that people are able to get their message out and support one another. You know, it used to be a space. I remember when I was first exposed to it, where you know something that happened to somebody's channel, and people will be apathetic about it. Oh man, you know that nigga got man. You know, niggas is pouring liquor over the grave, and ain't nobody gonna ride, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? And we didn't want that spirit here, man. Not today. We want that Hydra. We want to make sure that there's a lot more people around so this shit won't happen again. Now, another thing we'll be also introducing is a network of other channels. Now what? You know what I mean? We're gonna double down. We're gonna spread this motherfucking disease. Since you all consider it that, you know, and I land my plane there.
All right, well played. Tito, you want a piece of that before we jump into the segment?
Yeah. One thing that
you know what? You know what, Tito? You might be you asked me that question earlier. All right, I take that back. So that shit might not be fireworks. That might be actual bomb. Yeah, that might be actual bombs.
Oh,
I told you they was bombing them.
All right, some of this shit's fireworks, but some of it's bombs. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
All right, man.
Yeah,
you know them
somebody in the
Venezuelan
know
women
told me
ain't
that.
worth all that.
Nah, I'm in Colombia,
Yeah,
but they landlocked.
I'm joking with you, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely some of that shit's definitely bombs.
Yeah. Somebody in the know told me that somebody in the know told me that they that the Air Force and the Navy are conducting aerial bombardments right now on Venezuelan targets, and that Maduro has fled the country.
Okay, well, because I had talked to Tito earlier, and I was like, no, I don't hear nothing. And then like they've been doing fireworks, so I was talking to Saul earlier, but before you got back on, I was like, oh shit, that shit don't sound like the other shit I'm hearing. That shit don't sound like fireworks. That sound like big heavy. Yeah, so you could definitely hear some of the bombing. All right, I take that back. So you, Tito.
Yeah. So when we come out with this new concept, it's not gonna be any of the simp shit. It's not gonna be any of the pandering shit. It's not gonna be any of the fair and balanced, and it's not gonna be any of the play fair shit, because people don't play fair with us. People aren't fair and balanced with us. It's not gonna be any of that shit you've seen before, and that's not to shit on the previous iterations of the Black Manosphere, but it's just time to it's been too many interlopers and not enough gatekeeping, and it's time to lock shit down. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that people can do, one thing that brothers can do, brothers that don't make content but have a YouTube can let brothers upload videos or whatever over there. You know what I'm saying? Or go live on there if they need to, so that way they won't be able to flag anything if you do that. Based on what they say they circumvention rules are. And understand this, my channel got taken down with no strikes. I didn't have any strikes. I just woke up one day and it was gone. So if they not playing by the rules, then why the fuck should we? I'll land my plane there.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hoop Dragon with the $2 super chat. He said putting some on it. Appreciate you, Playboy. Where we go? Bang.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
All right, bet. So yeah, let's knock some of this. And Tito, you can. Yo, Mr. O, is you there? You there, Playboy? Mr. O, can you hear me? You gotta unmute yourself, Playboy. All right. He must just be hanging out. He's gonna dip in Mr. O at work. Um, Tito, you could take it at the top of this joint because you already been covering this shit all week. Let's get into some of this divester babble. Shout out to
Okay, y'all,
False
let's talk
Media.
about the Danish deception. Onyeka is a Nigerian American living in Texas who was also a contestant on The Bachelor. She was trapped up in this whirlwind romance with a Danish guy who maybe sensed her desperation and decided that he was going to take advantage of the situation to the best of his ability. Oh, he raided the coffers. He got the bag off of her.
So it all started in June of 2022. I was in a place in my life where I was working 2 jobs. I was working like a dog and I knew I needed a break. So I reached out to my friend, Sarah, who was living in Germany at the time with her husband. And I said, let's take a trip. Let's go somewhere in Europe. And she was so down. And we were trying to decide where we wanted to go. And we decided to go to Hvar, Croatia.
But it wasn't so bad that he just got the bag off of her. It started to impact her whole network, her friends, her family, her dad in particular. All these people he started borrowing money from, borrowing money and not repaying. This was the plan all along, I'm assuming.
So we went to Hula Hula, which if you've been to Hvar, you've been to Hula Hula. It's this beach club that's very well known there and it's right on the water. And we're laying in day beds kind of off to the side, minding our own business, sipping mojitos. And I look up and I see this very attractive man. And the first thing that came to my mind was, this man looks like he is walking straight out of a Calvin Klein ad. And I'm telling you guys, 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, chiseled skin, so tan, muscles everywhere. I was definitely taken aback. And I feel like it takes a lot for me to really double take a man just based on his looks like that. And 100%, I was a little bit just in awe. I didn't even realize that he was like with a friend at first. And so I'm still minding my own business, keeping it chill. And he looks over at me and he says, how are the drinks?
This man came into her life because she is, how do we say this? A divester. And she saw a 6'3" Danish man with blonde hair and blue eyes and found the man of her dreams. So no matter how bad the situation got, she was going to make this a perfect love story.
We went to Monaco, then we went to Saint-Tropez, and we ended the trip in Cannes. And the very last night we had together, we were at dinner, and I'm walking to go to the bathroom, and I fall, and everything goes black. And let me tell you, I am a clumsy person. I know I'm a clumsy person. I'm always tripping over myself. And that day specifically.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because, among other things, I can't stand her fucking voice. And I really do not recall when it happened that every fucking black chick, not even just the all talk with this goofy valley accent, like I knew black chicks who talked white like a little bit, and I don't mean it in a pejorative sense. It's just where they grew up and stuff like that. But that was like a separate thing, you know, and chicks could talk about. But every chick on social media talks like this with the open inflection. It's fucking irritating. Tito, it's
Ain't it ironic? Isn't it ironic that Massa gave these plantation mammies all the affirmative action set asides they want? Just I wonder, did they, because the white man made this bitch, right? They made these bitches, they know how they operate. I wonder, did they factor that in? Did they know that when they first started with the affirmative action, all of this shit, when they first started with this shit, did they foresee the fact that a lot of them was gonna be so desperate to give it right back to a white man? I wonder, did they factor that in when they was doing this shit? Because the desperation that some of these brawls exhibit. Like, if you see a white guy that just a white guy could be doing a video about anything. I saw a video on TikTok with a white guy fixing a tractor. He was like putting dually wheels on a tractor on a farm, and he had the jack stands up under and everything. And then he was working with, you know, big ass 3/4 inch sockets and drives and everything. And just here comes some random, out of all these mechanics in here looking at this, here comes some random ass mammy talking about, do you like black girls? And so everybody in the comment section like, damn, get your thirsty ass out of here. There's mechanics in here. What do you mean? And so it just, they are so desperate. And this is how, and then the fact that she's a Nigerian, you know, that bulele, yeah, white man shit comes into play with her. So the desperation level is different. You know what I'm saying? The desperation level is different. But apparently her whole family feels like that, because think about this. He was able to bilk and hoodwink members of her family, extended family, out of money. And trust me, I think he was fucking the sister and shit too. For, I mean, they just go pass some money. Nah, he was fucking their ass too. You know what I'm saying? But as long as they act thirsty like that, this is how they're gonna get played. And then some of them are happy to get played. I don't work with a couple of white dudes that I was like their supervisor, and they would be it would be like every so often to be a white guy there, and the white guy would be like threadbare, and he'd get a job, and then you would hear his phone going off, and then come to find out he got a black woman. They would be mad that the white dude had a job. They want to like keep these white motherfuckers captive. The shit was crazy. Or it was some white guys that I work with where they would have like a menial job up there. Like this one place I worked at, the white guy was the one that cleaned out the break room and cleaned out the bathroom and shit and vacuumed up the floor in the lobby of the fucking office part. And he was with a girl that was like a fucking advertising executive, a black girl that was an advertising executive, and this dude was making less than every single fucking black man up there. I promise you, from the assistant GM to me, the head of maintenance, to even the niggas that was riding the forklift. He's making less than all of us, right? But he had a black girl that looked like a model that was getting 6 figures. But this is how desperate they are. You know what I'm saying? This is how desperate they are. It can't even be denied at this point. But this dude laid some heavy pimping on this bitch though. I got a couple of uncles that was pimps. I still ain't seen no shit like this where he take a bitch for half a meal and it wasn't even no drug money. No, he just took legit money from this bitch. It don't get no more pimpish than that. Somebody said something?
No, I was saying he cold. I was trying to see if I could hear me, but I probably got a lot of noise in the background.
Yo, you got way too much background noise, Mr.
Yeah, whoever that is, it sounds like you in a club, dog.
Yeah, you got way too much.
I am.
Yeah, you got way too much.
Oh, you are in the club?
Yeah, Mr. O, yeah, it sound like he at the 50-yard line or something.
Yeah, he said he was at work
DJ.
So you want a piece of that?
Well, for the faking Furkles out there who think that they gonna marry into a royal family, y'all got played by your own game. Y'all known worldwide as scammers, people who like to, spam con games and stuff like that. How you out Nigerian and Nigerian? Like first thing first. So that's some type of level of pimping there, right? I think that, the father really, really believed and was convinced that, he's arrived and stuff like that. And he was just going to sacrifice his daughter to do so, not necessarily knowing that not only his daughter was sacrificed and debased, you lowered your tier and your image and everything as far as, eradicating the prestige of your family, allowing that. One. Okay. Two, I agree with Tito. If I'm dealing with a chick and she borrowing anything from anybody, you know what I mean, then it's safe to assume that, there's a relationship that's a little too comfortable or too intimate going on. So obviously, he was most definitely screwing the sister, right? Thirdly, I would say this. These chicks like to get themselves, and it seems like a recurring theme where they fall victim to the sunken cost fallacy, right? Where you get the one-armed bandit and you push the money into the slot machine over and over and over and over, and you think that you're gonna hit jackpot, but guess what? You never hit jackpot because what you invested in it ain't worth a damn. You're not worth a damn, right? And so as a result of that, they're putting on airs and continuing with relationships that can lead them to being a part of the, Hunger Games. We already know them, the Vesser Hunger Games, or at best getting gypped like this chick did. You know what I mean? Because they're so busy thinking about the aesthetics, the image. They want mixed babies so bad, real trivial stuff at their own expense. I say salute to the player. Go on ahead and do what you do. Go on ahead and call the week for us. I land my plane there.
Well played. I actually have that same sentiment. These brads is getting these divestors up out of here, getting them up out of the paint and up out of the bloodline. One less Keisha crash out for us to deal with. I think the days of the Hotepians, that's a whole philosophy that's dead as well. It's like all the days of the sisters is with the white man. Niggas don't care about that shit. Take them, get them up out of here. And I will revisit my statement. Thanos was right. Let's smoke on a Somali pack. You feel me?
I see what you did there. God damn. Damn.
Let's smoke on a Somali pack right now. Because Ilhan Omar was getting on my nerves, but now that they at least the footage and the stuff I'm seeing from Minnesota, these Somalis is talking real reckless about FBAs, and they even have the leaked meeting notes with the Somali premier meeting with Ilhan Omar before she was elected, and that they're in the meeting actually saying that her job is to take a FBA black person's position in Congress so that she could push the Somali agenda. And they got foot. I was doing all the research for this today. They got footage inside the mosque with the imams telling the other Somali brothers, the FBA black men are inferior and shit. Like, they don't fucking like you niggas, man. And that's what I was saying to y'all before about this. For these old niggas, these boomers, and this whole Pan-African kumbaya philosophy from the 60s, that shit is dead. It's 2025, and these niggas telling you that your vote don't count, and not for us to be pushing to put positions of our people in positions of power, not these tethers, because these tethers is in power now, and they are purposely putting policies and stuff and purposely siphoning all your resources out from your neighborhoods and communities and sending them overseas. They ain't even keeping them inside the little conclave in the States. They sending them back to the motherland. All the resources you fought for. So these goofy old niggas, and that's why I said it, and I'm gonna say it like I said it before. This whole philosophy, this Pan-Africanist philosophy, and we gonna do no. All this hotepism, it is an existential threat to the self-determination of the heterosexual FBA black man. All right, so let's smoke on this divested pack. I mean, not divested, this Somali pack.
Yeah, that shit is down to a roach at that point.
Yeah.
In question after President Trump announced last night he was terminating temporary protected status for Somali migrants in Minnesota due to fraudulent activity in the state. Now there are calls for the president to reconsider the action. Our Richard Reeves.
Oh, hold on. Before I do this, yo, shout out to Kwame Kaiji with the $10 Cash App. Appreciate you, bro.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
Speaking with people who are directly impacted about their concerns, Rich.
Yeah, Kellen, people in the Somali community definitely worried tonight. Our state has the largest Somali population in the country. The last count from Minnesota Compass showing nearly 80,000 people. It's estimated less than 1% have TPS. Still, there are fears about the future.
So this has been very scary. A lot of people are very fearful.
Board member Khalid Omar says there are several members here who are in the TPS Somali program. Some have lived in Minnesota a decade or more. The notion that President Trump might terminate the program has many worried.
At this moment, the only thing that can defend is the court of law. That's the only thing that can defend us.
She said, I don't know where I go.
We spoke on the phone with a Minneapolis woman whose niece fled Somalia 2 years ago. She says the 23-year-old now has TPS status, but unsure about the future. Is she afraid she might be taken out of the U.S. and sent back to Somalia?
She said yes, because Somalia is scared of something, so still I'm scared to go there.
For TPS holders, this is their worst nightmare.
Jailani Hussein with the Council on American Islamic Relations fears families will be torn apart. Children born in the U.S. are citizens, while their parents may have TPS status.
So most of the families impacted are mixed status, or some citizens, some on their way to being citizens. So this will definitely be a family separation policy.
The aunt of that 23-year-old says she hopes President Trump will have a change of heart.
I wish he changed his mind, what he's saying, because America is a dreamland and everybody wants to stay, and we want to stay the people.
Supporters say the TPS program is a lifeline and a legal pathway to residency in the U.S. Hussein notes that the Department of Homeland Security has not yet formally terminated the program. There could be legal challenges. That 23-year-old woman we mentioned in the story says she's already seeking advice of an attorney, Callan.
Okay, thank you, Rich.
All right. So me and you was we're gonna get Tito to round off this segment because he wanted to cover this. But so me and you was talking the other night, and with regard to the FBA men and resources, you know, because even with this, they concerned they're over here getting resources that we fought for, and I be hearing people say with the FBA, I like freedom and this, that, and other, but it's a birthright thing, the birthright citizen clause in the Constitution. I mean, you were talking the other night, and I'm only counting the wars from Revolutionary War to Vietnam. Because like anybody came after like 65, they could have fought in Iraq or something like that, but that's still all after the fact. So I'm counting the wars from Revolutionary War to Vietnam. If you got relatives, granddaddy, uncles, all who fought in any of them wars, great granddaddies, etc. What say you, Saul?
Well, we already know that, we've already, sacrificed blood on the soil from even before, Crispus Attucks or whatnot. Whether this country becomes what it is now as
Board
United
member
States of
Khalid
America, or if it would have been British North America, because there were blacks who were fighting on both sides. It doesn't take away from the fact that we've contributed to this land in particular, one way or another, right? And that, we've built this country from, I think that a lot of people are under the impression that, when they brought people over here, that, there wasn't any skills. There were people who were steel masters, people who are tanners, people who are masons, people who are architects, and the like or whatnot, medicine men. There's a lot of skilled individuals. So we literally built the country and helped with the exploration, because guess what? They wasn't sending no white boys out there on the frontier. Okay, we were in front and took the point when it came to moving westward. Okay, we were the one discovering cities like, what is now Chicago and Los Angeles. We were the one who actually explored the Pacific Northwest with mountain men and established fur trade and this, that, and the other. So when people say that we built this country, we fucking mean that shit. Like, seriously, right? It's to the point to where the U.S. Army has what they call the scouts and their special forces and stuff like that, because we were so keen at exploring the land. They went and got our techniques from us, when it came to tracking and scouting and reconnaissance. Look all this stuff up, okay? But I'm saying all this to say, you got somebody who come over here with their disdain, their tribalism, and real peculiar cultural things, such as, marrying their brother. And this is no joke here. You know what I mean? This is all stuff that you can look up. Everybody's talking about Epstein, but nobody's talking about, the lower age marriage, the incest that's going on. We just gonna skip over that, right? So yeah, get them up out of here. They're already pushing some sort of agenda where, they have an enclave where they feel that they can do what they want to do. And people are actually seeing it. People learn from California and Texas what the Latinos have done in those states, what could potentially happen in Minnesota. And people ain't having it anymore. Now, my last point is this for you all to remember. From my kind of extrapolation and calculations, immigrants contribute maybe about $75 billion a year in tax revenues, and the actual cost to the public is double that, right? Now, this is me actually doing what I can to try to calculate it. You know how they say always follow the money. Why is it very, very, very difficult for a straight answer for people when you ask them, how much do immigrants cost? And that's just a federal budget. What about all the local burden on schools with these dual language programs and required interpreters and healthcare and all this other stuff? You know what I mean? So, why isn't there one particular metric that we could point to? We could point to the consumer pricing index. We could point to the national debt. We could point to budgets. But when you ask anybody from the other side, how much does it cost American citizens, they get, stuck on stupid. That's deliberate. And I land my plane there.
Well played, sir. Actually, let me play a little bit more of this. And then we'll get Tito. Yo, Hoop, can you hear me, Playboy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, bet. That's what's up. You want to do sports? You can make fun of me with the Eagles and shit. Tito already did.
I got y'all when this when y'all got this round robin over.
All right, cool. You want a piece of the Somali pack?
No, I mean, yeah, y'all cooking it up, man. I ain't got nothing to add. Shit,
All right,
based on better than what I heard.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna play a little. Oh, go ahead.
Are you ready to finally admit that Caleb Williams is the light-skinned John Elway?
I mean, listen, man, I can't argue with y'all being number one, top of the, on the outside of the world. So, I would say he's playing very good football right now, and he still got painted nails. But he balling, man. I ain't no hater.
All right.
I ain't no hater.
Indictment. The USDA disqualified him from participating in SNAP 10 years ago because of suspected fraud. And now he's charged in the largest pandemic fraud case in the nation.
Mr. Kamara, do you have any comment?
No, sir.
Usman Kamara is the 77th person charged in the massive $300 million Feeding Our Future fraud case. According to the indictment, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Kamara claimed to serve more than 300,000 meals to children out of his small grocery store in North Minneapolis. Federal prosecutors say Kay's Dollar Grocery and Deli, also called Kay's African Market, had already been disqualified from participating in SNAP because of suspected fraud. Now, a grand jury indictment charges him with stealing about $1 million meant to feed hungry children. The owner is also charged with wire fraud for allegedly using more than $200,000 of the fraud money to buy the building where his store is located.
If I own this building and I want to be here for the next 20, 30 years, nobody can kick me out. It's mine.
NPR News interviewed Kamara in 2020 after he defended his store from rioters after the murder of George Floyd. Now, since he allegedly purchased the building with fraud money, the indictment says it's subject to forfeiture, so the feds can recoup some of the funds. However, past cases have indicated that other money referenced in the indictment, including a $90,000 wire transfer to Hong Kong, alleged bribes paid to a Feeding Our Future employee, and funds spent to pay off Kamara's credit cards, is likely gone. So the Feeding Our Future worker who Kamara allegedly paid $87,000 in bribes is charged, but that person fled to Somalia before the very first indictments came down. Wow. Of the 77 total defendants, 56 of them have been convicted so far. Julie.
Wow. Tito, that's all yours.
I want all of you black men in here to understand what this is. I had told y'all back in 2015 that they were making efforts to replace black people as voters because they weren't as reliable anymore. And I predicted that coming out of the 2016 election, when they saw the results of the exit polls, that they were going to begin to step up efforts to replace black people as a demographic. Now, I based that off of the fact that I knew that the Obama administration have finally broke black people's will to shield for the Democratic Party. That this dream of this so-called first black president getting in there for 8 years and then being told by his staffers, oh, well, you know, Obama transcends race, when race is one of the things that he rolled right into the White House, right? But these Somalis that they bring in, they are different from the other immigrants. They are bringing in these Somalis to be basically mercenaries for the Democratic Party in the upcoming civil war that they have already pre-planned just in case their political fortunes turn down. That limited series Civil War is predictive programming. That is what they want to do. That's what they want to see happen in the United States. I don't think these deportations are going fast enough. I don't think that that the administration has done enough to get rid of dangerous leftist elements and sleeper cells and everything. But you got a lot of deep state traders that work in this. He doesn't even have the CIA. There's no way he can rely on it. He would do better off having a whole separate like Army intelligence officer brief him or something, or somebody from Air Force or Naval intelligence, and then relying on CIA for anything. And then just about probably 60% of the FBI, same story. That's who keep leaking when the ice raids are gonna happen. People that's in the FBI. But these Somalians are meant to act as the tip of the spear during any potential upcoming civil war. That's what these people are here for. I mean, think about the way that they let them. What they've done with the Somalians starting in the Obama administration is fucking unprecedented. You've never seen, not even the white Cubans, you've never seen a group of people that's been brought here. At least the white Cubans had to get here on their own, right? You've never seen a group of people, or you know what? Wait a minute. Let me compare a few different groups. The white Cubans had to get here on their own, hook or crook, however they can, flying in through Mexico, floating on the inner tube, a boat that they built, or whatever. The Montagnards and the Nungs, after the fall of Saigon, they had, served the United States during the Vietnam War. So that's a whole nother category, right? What few Ashkenazi Jews came out of Russia in the late 70s and 80s, they was facing, real hardcore political pressure from the Soviet government. That's a whole nother case. But when it comes to these Somalians, you've never seen a group of immigrants that's been rolled out the red carpet, that's been funded, that's been allowed to consolidate their numbers and their strength and their political power in one fucking place. In one place. You've never seen any group of immigrants have it like this. This what leads me to believe that they want these people here as mercenaries. They want these people here as mercenaries, right? And then some of them, I do say some because they got some funny shaped ass heads, are actually able to blend in with Black Americans, so that makes it even more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But that's what these people are here for. Now, this group of motherfuckers, they can't deport them fast enough. Yeah, Haitians are bad, yeah, but they can't deport this group of niggas fast enough. I'm telling you, and I'll land my plane now.
Well played. And I have this conversation with Saul a lot, and I'm always saying that to piggyback on Tito's point, I'm always saying to Saul that they're giving the current, what AC calls the rat community, or what we would call the communita. They're giving it the 90. They're treating it like a despotic African country, and we're getting the Hutsi and Tutsi treatment right now. If you guys remember what happened in Rwanda in the 90s, actually under the Clinton administration. So to piggyback on Tito's point with these, and that those masjid, it's very important that those masjid videos and tapes were leaked. They really tell you what they think about us. They really think like we're subhuman. And this is being preached in the mosque about us. And so when I say stuff about like the Hutsi and Tutsi treatment that they're giving us over here, it's not hyperbole of me speaking lightly. And like what Tito was saying about the mercenary thing, like I said, man, they're putting like these brown colored people in power to rule over you, and like listening to these old goofy Negroes, you're gonna be a subspecies and a sub in your own fucking country, and and the worst part is you're gonna vote it in, or not vote it in. Have at it, so be it. Hold on,
You mind if I circle back in with that?
Oh, go ahead, all yours.
I just dropped a link where they talk about, the top countries in which the U.S. gives foreign aid to. And guess who's there? Guess who's up there? Outside of Israel.
Somalia.
You go on ahead, drop that link for informational purposes.
It's a 404 era.
Oh, that's interesting. All they got to do is just look it up on, the top countries that receive foreign aid. They'll be able to find that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, sitting at number, I'll tell you, they are number 6. So there's Ukraine, because obviously the civil war. I mean, that not civil war, but that war with Russia. Israel, Jordan, Egypt, Ethiopia, then Somalia. Sounds interesting to me. You know what I mean? So you have an excellent point, for people to, develop their enclaves. And then you hear the sort of possessive language old boy was using. My property, my country, my building. It's like, well, wait a minute. You got that building off the expense of taxpayers and stuff like that and fraud. You know what I mean? How dare you? So I just wanted to, round out with them points.
Nah, well, oh, where's my sound effects? Well, all right. Let's get down to it. Hoop in the building. Let's do some goddamn sports.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another sports wrap-up provided by yours truly, your boy HJ Hoop Jargon. And man, I got a good show lined up for you, man. So I know we rocking and rolling over there about the foreign affairs, but we're gonna talk about a little bit of what's going on domestically. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. I hope y'all Black Friday was prosperous and moving forward, taking y'all motherfucking ass back to work tomorrow. All right. So as we roll forward. Now we'll start with college football, man. So, as we know, it was rivalry week for a lot of these organizations. So you play against your in-state rival, your up-the-city rival, or what have you. I got to start off with my Texas Longhorns taking down Texas A&M, the number 3 and previously defeated Texas A&M Longhorns. I'm sorry, Texas A&M Aggies, 27-17. And Arch Manning had his coming out party, I believe, with 4 touchdowns and taking down. I'm not gonna lie, as a UT fan, I thought that was gonna be an L, but shout out to the Longhorns pulling that out. And shout out to them dogs in Georgia pulling out a 16-9 win on the road against Georgia Tech. So listen, being the better team is still always hard in a rivalry game, as anybody who plays sports beyond freaking middle school should know this. So shout out to Georgia pulling that win off. Progressing forward a little more, you got Ole Miss at number 7. Defeating Mississippi State. If you guys are listening, Mississippi State is 5-7, but they played a lot of teams down to to some really good football. So Ole Miss on the road, not an easy win. So shout out to them. So Arizona taking down Arizona State. Nobody gives a fuck. Another big game, Ohio State and Michigan. Great win by Ohio State. Coming out a little slow out the gate, but putting belt to ass, and Michigan did not score a rat-ass point in the second half with their 27-9 win over the Michigan Wolverines. Texas Tech and West Virginia, nobody gives a shit. Oh, shout out to LSU getting their coach fired. Losing now, this is not a rivalry game, but it's just an in-conference game. But Oklahoma winning a narrow 17-3, 17-13 victory over LSU. And as we know, in LSU country, that's just not gonna get it. So they're finishing 3-5 in the SEC and losing their coach. So it is what it is. Now, over here on my side of the world, big game was going to be USC and UCLA. Now, USC won 29-10, but if you actually watch the game, UCLA was doing that thing and actually up at halftime, 7-10. Now, if you've been watching football long enough, or at least this season, you knew that wasn't going to last. But, man, listen, man, I'm not a big Bruin fan, but they did a good job of staying to the game. But USC, just too much firepower, too much defense, and they put belt to ass 29-10. And to round things out, I mean, I'm gonna give Tulane some love. Tulane beat the hell out of Charlotte, and they only got one win on the year. But Tulane, being an under school, a underdog school, with a 10-2 record at number 24 overall in the rankings. Man, I'm gonna give them some love. And they recently gave their head coach a $75 million extension or something like that. So listen, man, if you getting bread like that for like 5 years or something to that effect, if you getting bread like that at Tulane, man, listen. Your boy Hoop Jogging ain't got nothing but love for you, man, because you fleecing the shit out that program, because y'all ain't going nowhere but the top 20s. That's about it. Somebody tell me I'm lying, goddammit. Hey, get your paper, man. Get paid, young nigga. Get paid. All right, so that
You be
Lisa.
talking shit.
Hey, man, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Anybody? All right, cool. All right, so the top 25, I'll note some of the superlatives, some of the noteworthy guys. Ohio State still leading the pack at number 1 at 12-0, followed by Indiana at Georgia at 3, Oregon at 4, Texas Tech, listen, still holding down for the Big 12 at number 5, Ole Miss at 6, Texas A&M at 7, OU at 8, Notre Dame at 9, and Bama at 10. We'll talk about my Texas at 14, USC at 17. Anybody give a damn about? No. All right, so that's going to be your wrap up on college sports. So you're going to start seeing the conference championship games next week. It's going to be some good football. Now, it's meaningless for the actual bowl game or the BCS championship tournament round, but it's just, it's good for the fans because you can lose your conference championship and still have a fighting chance in the real tournament that everybody give a damn about. So, you guys just get ready for the bowl season, man. In my opinion, it's going to be very, very entertaining. All right, so since we're on football, you guys do anything fun for Thanksgiving? I know I did, goddammit. And I'm going to say, how about them Cowboys, baby? Listen. That's 2 weeks in a row. We done beat the Super Bowl champs and the Super Bowl contenders. And listen, man, if you guys watch that game, I got to tip my cap to Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes made some damn unreal throws under duress, showing that even though that team needs some retooling, he's still the tippy top of the tippy top as far as best quarterbacks, in my opinion. But listen, man, my quarterback, Dakota Rain Prescott, had a really good game. He started the game off with an early interception on the third play of the game, and I was just like, oh, shit, here we go again. Folding up against good teams. But the Cowboys proceeded to get their legs up under them and start putting belt to ass, and we took the lead over, and we won by a narrow 31-28. But the Chiefs scored a late touchdown. It could have easily been like a 2-score touchdown if we're being honest. So man, I gotta say, man, that George Pickens, Jesus Christ. I don't know if you guys see the athleticism of that kid. And let me ask y'all this in the chat. After watching about 14 weeks of football, would you say that if you were starting a team, would you take George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb? Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I sit back and think about it. I don't know who's better, but y'all help me out because all I do know is when CeeDee Lamb was out for about 3 weeks, George Pickens ain't lose a step. So just saying. All right, so moving right along, the Green Bay Packers take down the Lions, man. What the hell is going on with the Lions, man? They're just losing game after game, losing all that steam from all the momentum they've been building up over the last few years. And spoiler alert, they're about to catch that issue next week against yours truly. But the Packers, and Michael Parsons, I believe he had 2 sacks in this game, in the Thanksgiving game against the Packers and Lions. And man, so shout out to the Packers pulling out, still trying to make their way atop of the NFC rather. As we go forward to the Bengals, the reemergence of Joe Burrow, he comes back into the fold, and they whooped the hell out the goddamn Ravens, 32-14. Joe Burrow, his first game back, 24-46. That's a lot of goddamn throws for 261 yards and 2 tubs. And Tito should like this part. Fancy Hands, aka we say the light skin who? Joe Montana. You say light skin Joe Montana.
No,
At any
John
rate,
Elway, the light
John
skinned
Elway,
John
John Elway. Okay, well, one of them white boys. So, hey, listen, man, respect given when respect is due. Now, I was mad when we lost to you bastards, but y'all been on a tear. At 9-3, 5-2 on the road. That's damn impressive. You take down again the former Super Bowl winners at on the road. Big game on Friday. Been the only game on Friday. Listen, man, I can give nothing but support. I can give nothing but love for good football. So shout out to the Bears, man, and they gay ass quarterback. Moving right along. Y'all know that nigga gay.
Hey, Philly's offensive coordinator was afraid to throw the ball. Did y'all peep that? He was afraid to throw the ball.
He was
This shit was
afraid
crazy. I
to throw
never
the
seen nothing like that in modern football. He was afraid to throw the ball.
You said Philly's offensive coordinator.
Fuck up
He was
niggas.
afraid to throw the ball. He was afraid to throw that shit. I never seen nothing like it. If you gotta throw that shit, nigga.
I mean, hey,
He was afraid
when
to
you
get it picked off.
when you got a little duck thrower back there, man, it is what it is, man. Oops, my bad. I say out loud.
Yeah, they definitely go get up under them. If he would have threw it more, they was definitely go get up under them shits if he did though.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, and listen, man, Jalen Hurts, man, he get a lot of respect from me, but when you make him play outside of his element, he just ain't that guy like that. He ain't never been that guy. And if you need, some further reference, refer back to when Tua took his motherfucking Jack move his spot in the national championship
In the
game.
middle
I
of
ain't
the
never seen that in my
championship.
life. I ain't never seen that in my life.
In the
You
middle of
lose
the
your
championship.
and the nigga behind you play better, you and win the ship. Oh Lord, hell no. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life, but it is what it is. Moving forward, the 49ers beat the shit out of the Browns, which is Shedeur Sanders' second, was first NFL start at home. And he looked like a rookie. He had a great touchdown pass to the tight end number 44. I forget his name, out of Bowling Green. But other than that, he looked like a rookie. The Cleveland Browns special teams is just horrible. They got a lot of work to do, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck them. We ain't talking no more about them motherfuckers. And I gotta say this though, the Jaguars,
They got to
now
get rid of
they gotta get rid of who?
Judy. They got to get rid of him.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Speaking of that, so Judy was on the sideline yelling at Shedeur, I guess, about giving him the ball, and Shedeur gave him a face like, nigga, stop talking to me. And listen, when your rookie quarterback talking to you like that pretty much tell you everything you need to know. No, your fifth round.
Who?
Yeah.
Who? I
got
bet you
you.
an Ohio State guy would have ran that route all the way out and took that to the house. I bet you.
You're probably right, because, hey, man, Ohio State, if they don't do nothing else, they put some goddamn receivers in the league, and they do well. Shit, even y'all goddamn quarterbacks turn into receivers and do all right on some level. We talking about Braxton Miller, even your boy Terrell Pryor, even, Moonlight. He had a cup of tea with playing, receiving in the NFL. So, I mean, it's something to that. It's something to that. All right. So moving forward, man, I gotta give these fuck nigga Texans a goddamn round of applause, man. You know what I mean? I'm from Houston. I do not like the Texans, but they beat the Colts, man. One of the hottest teams in football, the most surprisingly hottest teams in football. They beat them 2016 on the road. And now this was the reemergence. Speaking of Ohio State, CJ Stroud coming back at the helm. Now he had some issues. He was not playing his best football with no touchdowns and one interception, but he did enough. And shout out to D'Amico Ryans, man. The job he's done taking over as a head coach. Listen, man, it don't matter where you at. If you got defense, you got a chance to be in the game. And so the Texans are just slowly clawing back. They had Davis Mills starting the last few games to back up CJ with him being hurt. And the Texans are, listen, at 7-5 with about 4 games played from your back, 3-4 games from your backup, that's not bad. And you just beat arguably the best team in the NFL from a record standpoint. Saints and Dolphins, man, fuck that. Jets with their third win of the year, beating the Falcons 27-24. Now, personally, I got an affinity for the Jets because their head coach, Aaron Glenn, he is from Houston. He went to my rival high school, Nimitz. So I got love for Aaron Glenn. I want him to succeed at every endeavor except when you play the Cowboys. So shout out to Aaron Glenn getting his third win. So we keep a black man, behind the head coaching office because I mean you keep getting them L's, bro. Your rope is only so long. And shout out to the epic meltdown of Matt Stafford. Oh my God. Now, this is one of the hottest teams in football. The Rams, man, sitting at 9-3, coming to against the Panthers, who surprisingly would take down a lot of good teams. You guys ain't been watching the Panthers. They ain't nothing sexy to look at, pause, but they just know how to run the ball with Rico Dowdle, our old side hoe, who we got rid of. But man, listen, Rico was doing his damn thing, man, putting up
200 plus yards on about 3 opponents this year. And they just know how to like protect the ball. They know how to slowly work the ball up. And they beat the Rams, which was a very good win, 31-28. And Matt Stafford with like 4 turnovers, I believe. 4 turnovers? Not good enough. Not good enough. Seahawks and Vikings, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Bills and Steelers. Listen, man, Jared Allen, the best almost quarterback. He gonna always do this shit to me. I'm not impressed. But 26-7, I want to see him do this shit in January. Then I'll start to kind of, feel a different feeling. And that rounds out with the game that nobody looked at tonight for the the marquee matchup, which is the Broncos versus the Commanders. 27-16 in overtime, and nobody gave a fat ass fuck. So let me say this, man. The NFL has heated up because your mainstays that we knew to be the gargantuans are the shoe-ins to win this year seem to be kind of struggling. Chiefs, I'm looking at you. Eagles, I'm looking at you. And it looks like the new guys are chomping at the bits. And so I like this year because it has a big sense of parity. So if you guys, man, listen, if you want to put some Vegas money up, you might want to do it now on one of these surging teams and leave these legacy teams alone because I don't think they got enough to get to the finish line. So with that being said, that's been your sports wrap up. It's Hoop Jargon. Peace.
Spot on and a well played, sir. Yo, thanks for coming by, Hoop, man. We appreciate you. That was a good segment. And I'm glad you ain't talked too much shit about the Eagles. Yo,
Man, listen, man. I don't like to kick a man when he's down, man. I want to talk shit when you ready to talk shit. That's when I want you. I don't want you when you're down and beating down, man. That
yeah,
ain't
man.
fun.
Yeah, I don't be kicking you in the neck when fucking you know what I'm saying, the Cowboys be eating dick week after week. Yo, if I called this nigga Tito or something just like, yo, what's up? And he was like, yo, so what's up with your Eagles to call offensive coordinator? Oh, now you calling me you have to recover from that game? I was like, all right, nigga.
Got your ass.
That nigga had that shit locked and loaded.
Why it take 3 days for you to call me before y'all got your ass whipped? I was like, dang, nigga. Yo, y'all niggas is funny, cuz. All right, man. Yo, salute to the chat. Hoop, you can hang out if you want. We're gonna do one more segment and get up out of here, or however you want to play. I want to. I got a little short joint. I want to do this National Guard joint because old boy old boy was Afghani, but CIA trained, much like Mujahideen. We've seen this play out before, and he's back over here. But I mean, he may be an independent actor, but like since the CIA got the button, sleeper cell shit, because they just caught another motherfucker. Because like I said before, Trump's first administration, they shut the whole world down with the COVID shit. They can't do that this time. And they didn't let him get. I think he just got. Did he get to the State of the Union before this COVID shit? I don't even know if they let him get to the midterms. So this is the first year in. So we still gotta get to the midterms without no type of catastrophic event where they shut down his presidency type shit. You feel me?
He got to the State of the Union because that's when all
He
the
did.
mammies had on white with the
Facts. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Party.
You're right. Facts. And yeah, she was doing that little funny clap shit behind his back, Pelosi and shit, looking fucking deranged. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So it wasn't all right. So, so they shut the world down after the midterms last time. So we got to get to the midterms without no. But I'm still with you, Tito. Like, and that's general consensus. Even though I haven't done a by the numbers segment lately, they motherfuckers want to see motherfuckers go. The niggas is pissed that Comey got off the hook again. And Letitia.
Rocking the nation. Fox News alert: 2 National Guardsmen gunned down in Washington, D.C. just before the Thanksgiving holiday. 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom passed to glory, in the words of her father, while 24-year-old Andrew Wolf continues to fight for his life. With that, we bring in Madeline Rivera live in Washington with the latest. Madeline. Kaylee, federal officials are adamant they want the death penalty for the suspect, 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakhanwal. New video obtained by the Wall Street Journal shows part of the shooting unfolding on Wednesday afternoon. The video taken by a witness shows the suspect holding a gun as a National Guardsman runs down the street. 5 seconds later, the outlet reports the Guardsman fires loud shots. Lakhanwal is now facing first-degree murder for the death of 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, as 24-year-old Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition.
Andrew is fighting for his life right now, and his family and all of his friends, they're trying to harvest as many prayers as possible from all across the country, all across the globe, to help him recover.
Investigators have yet to say what publicly motivated Lakhanwal to drive cross-country from Washington state to D.C. to carry out this attack. Lakhanwal was vetted by the intelligence community for his work with the CIA in Afghanistan. He would have also been screened before receiving asylum earlier this year. But the administration maintains there were gaps in the process during the chaos of the Afghanistan withdrawal, which is when Lakhanwal came here to the U.S. Now they're cracking down on immigration. In one of their latest moves, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the State Department is pausing visas for all travelers with Afghan passports. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is also pausing all asylum decisions. The agency says that order will remain until they can ensure every foreigner is screened to the maximum degree. Kaylee. Madeline Rivera, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
So Tito, me and Saul, when it first, cause it actually happened the day that we did the sit down with Obsidian, so it was happening fresh. So we talked about it briefly on Wednesday, but what's your take on this? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, even with all this in Afghanistan, it don't make no sense shooting two random unarmed National Guardsmen in DC. It's not, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's not even like an act of terror. It's just, so I'd be interested to see what you think about this.
Well, I don't know if this if people like understand that. I forgot, in Islam it's a concept called taqiyya, right? And taqiyya means to deceive somebody that's an infidel or an outsider. So it's okay to lie, it's okay to put up a front. That's an Islamic concept. So
and the Ashkenazis have a very similar thing in their Talmud.
Same thing, yep. In the Talmud, yep. But it's a part of their religion for them to deceive, people that's outside of their religion. And so when I don't see how they trust I've got into debates about this, even the guys that go way downrange with the special forces and act as translators and all of that shit. I don't see how they trust any of them, because this type of snake shit is in a fucking religion. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that this guy did this. They you know what? I understand that they promised these guys, they should have got them citizenship somewhere else. They should have worked out deals to get them to be able to be like, go to some place like Fiji or, some remote ass country that's friendly to the United States. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere but we're bringing them here. They should have worked out some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They should have worked out some shit like, like let them go to Tonga or some shit where they can blend in with the locals and shit. Anything but we're bringing them here. They should have never brought any of them people here. But it is a act of terrorism, because they were targeted because they were in uniform for no other reason than they were in uniform. So
I know it's a legit act of terrorism. Like, I get that, but I just meant like the effectiveness of it. Like, I don't really see what that. Maybe there are a couple other pieces on the board, and I'm not aware of the moves, because if you just look at his background, he's trained and vetted CIA on the ground, Afghanistan. He was a death squad operative. This is not a untrained, stupid man.
Yeah,
You
but
understand?
but you right. But yeah, you right. But the whole point of terrorism is terror. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of terrorism is to it could be one of a few things, to either cause civil unrest because of you disrupting logistics, or you disrupting commerce by just having things stagnated because of excessive security, to keep an enemy logistically implied. I mean, I'm sorry, logistically tied up with having extra security. That's the whole point of terrorism right there. Sure, this is not like blowing up a network of transformers and disabling the grid of a city, or throwing a little bitty fly speck of uranium into a water filtration plant or some way out of that shit like that. You're right. But I think that this particular attack was aimed at breaking the morale of all of these National Guard soldiers that they deploy, because you got to realize that they're not regular army. I'm not questioning their professionalism or anything, but they are for the most part citizens, and they trying to break their resolve. So I think that that's what this attack was meant to do, and so he did accomplish, if not a strategic victory, a psychological victory.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I've factored a bunch of that in. Like I said, this might be a piece in a number of moves being made that I just can't see off. I was curious to see what you thought of it, but I agree with your take on it with regard to morale. National Guard, even though they are military, they're not the standing military, so they're effectively like citizen soldiers, as it were. All right, so we'll see how that plays out. So, you want a piece of this?
I feel that at the end of the day, this is part of the results of the sloppiness of the Biden administration, and that whole pullout. It looks like the fall of Saigon or whatnot, much to Obsidian's point or whatnot. But to a certain extent, some of this could be, like I said before, with this sort of plurality that we have in Western society and the balkanization of different groups. They're trying to make America uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And, some of these liberals, they say things that are very anti-American, but what they don't understand is when they bring people from elsewhere, like, they either are trying to indirectly radicalize them, or these people actually mean it. Now, there are some liberals who are armchair who's just saying down with the stars and stripes, but they enjoy all the lattes and privileges of high Western society. But then again, there's some other people who just want to see this shit really burn down. You know what I mean? And they're bringing in weapons to do so. Just like there's these kind of dog whistle calls and stuff like that. There was this guy, I think I might have sent you, that was going around on either TikTok or social media or whatnot, where, he was kind of indirectly calling to arms against ICE. You know what I mean? And it's like, to a certain extent, this administration has been really, really, really kid glove with addressing these issues. I mean, you got a whole, like fruit monger, a black fruit monger at that, and even he's not even being arrested for dog whistle stuff about doing things to ICE and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So what makes you think that anything is going to be done about the whole National Guard thing? Now, not only did he say what he said about ICE, he also took it a sort of a step further and actually was pissing on their graves. You know what I'm saying? The common democratic trait of trying to dehumanize, your political opposition by shitting on their graves. So they call for violence, shit on their graves, and dehumanize the families and stuff like that, man. Like, if things keep going the way it's going, like, it'll be West Bank no time soon as far as the way people are conducting themselves over here. Now, Trump, if you all hearing this, you all have an opportunity to lock this stuff down. Now, I know that you're tied between intelligence agencies and, public resources and things like that when it comes to investigating and not necessarily trusting and stuff like that. Maybe you can go private and outsource it. But I guess if you did that, they'll consider it Trump's private army and probably say it's the SS. So this man can't win for losing. But I'll land my plane there though.
Nah, that was actually very well played, sir. Very, very well played. All right, guys, you got the 1 hour 35-minute mark. I'm gonna play one more segment. We're just gonna play a piece of this. We'll get a round robin. Get closing statements to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for coming out, man. You guys are active in the chat. Shout out to Hoop again for the sports segment. And everybody talking shit. So it's ongoing. Them still having this man problem. So this is some recent propaganda from the Democratic chair, from the DNC chair to DNC. Let's go. And it's apropos because I was just talking to Saul about this. We're a solid year away from midterms. And this has really turned into a war of attrition. So let's catch up.
Concerns among Democrats over losing touch with young men. DNC Chair Ken Martin now claims that the problem is solved, saying, quote, "I never want to hear again that the Democratic Party has a problem with young men. We're going to keep working hard to keep them in our camp and our coalition for sure, but we want across the board with every major constituency that left our party last year. And that should tell you something again, that the Democratic Party is back." All right, let's bring in Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor. Jason, my friend, great to see you on this holiday weekend. Wonderful you were with us. I have to say, what gets me about this quote is just the confidence. You're coming off election victories, and you get your lap. I think you get to crow a little bit, but blue states, a couple of victories. The problem with young men and the Democratic Party is over. What do you make of that? Just the confidence of this statement.
Before Brian Kilmeade answers, and I actually like Brian, can't we just give ourselves a round of applause, gentlemen? Because we're halfway through the cycle, and a key talking point for the Democratic Party in terms of their political strategy is that we're having a problem with men. Can we just give ourselves a round of applause? Even the white boy managed their problem. You never would have saw no shit like this, like prior election cycles, and this has been an ongoing sentiment and ongoing sentiment where it's being directly, consistently addressed by the head of the DNC.
Yeah, they had to spend some $20 million to try to figure out when men think about. And I don't think they've solved the problem. They have a long way to go. They don't have policies that will be pro-growth, that will bring down affordability. They're the ones that created the affordability problem. 4 years under Biden Democratic control, prices went up 20%. So Donald Trump has evened them out. Now they're starting to go down. Don't tell us that, hey, suddenly we have men. And by the way, what was their solution to men? Hey, go participate in women's sports.
And Kwame did hit it on the head. Yeah, they've solided up. The Democrats have solided up men's support. Unfortunate, gay young men.
So let me tell y'all why my legs are crossed like this real quick, okay? From now on, I'm crossing my legs like this because all these white people start calling me Big Mike after my dong started dangling in my pants when I was dancing on the Ellen show. If I don't cross my legs like this, you gonna think I got 3 legs up in here. So white people, you don't get to see my dangling dong no more.
Yeah, that's the men's support they got on the Democratic side.
It's okay to go show yourself and expose yourself and be in women's bathrooms. That's the message of the Democratic Party. They haven't abandoned that at all. So I think that is a fantasy land. They are upside down financially. They're in debt. But good luck with the spin. But I don't think anybody's buying it.
Well, it's interesting. Take this, for instance. This is a Politico article that questions if young men were actually won back and talks about moderation and Mamdani, which I think is interesting. Across the board wins over an ideological divide that's brewing in the party. Will young men be won back by moderation or Mamdani? Which raises a good point. I mean, is there an appeal on both sides? Is it the moderates or the progressives that are going to be pulling in these young male votes?
Well, the progressives have been the only ones that shown any sort of growth. These radical socialist, really communist type of issues. Everything's going to be free. You're not going to have to pay for anything. Busing will be free. Government-run grocery stores. We'll just erase everything. But now the reality hits, and there is nothing for free. You all have to pay for it, and they're not just going to eliminate billionaires and then
afford, from an electoral perspective, to lose. But these folks, but we also can't on the basis of our values and what we claim to care about and represent. And I say that on behalf of women that need better men.
He'll have to answer on the question of affordability and how he's run his state, of course, but he at least seems to have a little more of a reality stance as far as staying engaged in this population of young men, and that there's still a lot of earning left to do if the Democrats want to see victories in the midterms.
Well, he's a bit of a chameleon, and it depends who's asking him the question. He goes down into another country and says, "Oh, we've hit every goal, we've solved every problem in the state of California." Look, homeless people are abandoning the state. They couldn't fix the fire problem that they had and the devastation of all those homes. I do agree with the governor. I think he's right. I think they have not paid attention to young men, young women, and there have been poor examples set. Gavin Newsom has been a horrific leader. He's driven California, a state I love. They've driven it absolutely into the ground, and somehow they think they.
All right, so I got that. I gave you a 2 for this one, so we're gonna take the top of the round with you. So 1. It's a year prior to the midterms, and we consistently are seeing the Democrats from the top of the party addressing the issue that either via propaganda or just addressing the man issue that the Democratic Party has. And then I gave you a 2 for it. You got your boy old Greasy Newsom there at the end. So have that.
I think that what they're trying to do is use predictive programming to establish, morale for them by saying that they're winning or already winning or some crap like that. We already know that it's bullshit, and they're trying to exploit the recent fragmentation between the white manosphere and them defecting from Trump to try to make it as though there is some sort of established, victory or whatnot, and that's not the case. You know what I mean? And so I think what we need to do is just kind of double down on our talking points, and make sure that we're communicating our commitment, because otherwise, people only will fight if they believe they can win. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful of this in particular. Now, yes, I do agree. There is a bunch of, fruit mongers and stuff like that that's involved and stuff. But we need to be clear as far as our stance. You know what I mean? And our commitment. So as far as Gavin Newsom or whatnot, that's him trying to pivot like everybody else is trying to pivot. So that's my take on that.
Cheetah, I saw you. You gotta mute yourself.
Yeah, they these delusional polls that they come out with, or it's what they trying to do is soothe the more radical elements among their base from going and crashing out and making everybody else look stupid. You know what I'm saying? They, like, I saw this thing on this electoral map, and the electoral map had it said electoral map if only men voted in the 2024 election. And do you know that they only got what was it, 11 electoral votes? 11 out of what a possible, I think, 345. 11. So the bleeding is a hemorrhage at this point. I mean, consider what you've seen. If this was really the case, me and Obsidian's channel would still be here. If this was really the case, you wouldn't see them churning out all of these fucking hit pieces every goddamn day, like a goose dropping shit. If this was the case, if this was the case, you wouldn't see them setting up all of these bum ass fucking podcasts from these famous motherfuckers in real life and bringing them to the fucking internet. You wouldn't see him doing none of this shit. You wouldn't see him trying to hire that big Mexican bitch that's supposed to allegedly be bringing men back. You wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see them paying shields. You wouldn't see them paying shields if any of this was the case. They not going to get young men back. This sounds. How do you juxtapose this bullshit ass headline with all of the hit pieces that they do in mainstream media about the manosphere? How do you juxtapose this with that? How do you, wait a minute? How do you juxtapose this shit? Yeah. How do you juxtapose this shit with the fact that y'all are going into middle schools and junior highs and surveying these boys, and over half of them are saying that females shouldn't even be able to vote? Over half of them are saying that females shouldn't be able to work. Over half of them are saying that they shouldn't get paid equally at work. All of this shit. How do you try to pass this? They doing the same thing they did that lost them the election in 2016. They doing the same thing that just lost them the election in 2024 with all this delusional ass fucking navel gazing, and I land my plane right there.
No. Fucking spot on.
Now, mic check, you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
It seems like the obvious person that they're gonna go to is Gavin Newsom, possibly a Buttigieg. You know, there's gonna be a surprise because they don't want us to ramp up all the dirt and the smear and stuff like that. So the main talking points against Gavin Newsom is obviously the boondoggle project that he's had with California Speedway when it comes to the speedway rail and his spending with that. Him with these laws actually changing it to where people who are underage, as long as they're same sex, it's permissible for that to occur. That's actually on the books. There's no BS here. And obviously the situation with the reparations. So we have some ammo for Gavin Newsom or whatnot. So when he come creeping up, we'll be able to dismantle him. The advantage that we have is that they came to our space. We got to hold it. Remember, it's ours to lose. You know what I mean? And we need to make it abundantly clear that, we're continuing to support this administration. And, obviously the hopeful Vance or whatnot, just loud enough to where, people will say, oh, okay, that's several podcasters. It's not the whole space, if that makes any sense. I land my plane there from a strategic standpoint.
Well played, sir. And that is a nice way to put a bookend on that segment in this evening's show. Gentlemen, we wrap in 7 minutes. Closing statements from you both. You guys got 3 to 4 minutes apiece.
Now, my check, you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
It seems like it's seems like the All I'm gonna say is y'all know who y'all are. Brethren, be on the lookout. You know what I mean? Word is gonna spread about, obviously Obsidian and Tito. You'll get it. You'll get it. Just make sure you spread the word once you do get it. You know what I mean? So that's what I need to say about that. You know what I mean? You're gonna continue to see more and more radicalism and weird stuff going on. You've been told and warned before. Be careful, because these people and their dedication to their lifestyles and ideology and fruit mongering and everything else, you know what I mean? Like, be careful, because you have people who lose sleep thinking about this. You know what I mean? They're working around the clock to the point to where they have to outsource Twitter bots and stuff like that to play games with us. You know what I mean? So I'll land my plane there.
All right, well played. Tito, it's all yours. Take us home.
What Saul said, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, as like Tim Dog said, man, hardcore, never die, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what y'all do, y'all can wait. Think about this. On a day when people like in the tech field are traveling back home and shit, that's when they zap a motherfucker channel. And I don't think AI did it. I think a live person did that. This shows that you motherfuckers are running scared, and y'all can keep running. Y'all are running scared. Y'all never go stop this. Even if none of us made a single fucking video after today, the message is still out there, and it's not shit that y'all can do about it. You can't unring a bell. You can't unring a bell. It ain't shit that y'all can do about it. And I can't wait. I can't wait to pop a motherfucking bottle of Chris when they goddamn it repeal the 19th Amendment, and I'll land my plane now.
Mic check.
Nah, the StreamYard tried to freeze me up in the back.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. Y'all soldiered it through. Machismo soldiered it through. I know y'all hear his voice and stuff like that. It may sound like he's, under the weather or whatnot, which he is. You know what I mean? He soldiered this broadcast through, but we had to get on today. You know what I mean? Because we had to address what we need to address. And so salute to the host, and obviously our brethren here, Tito. And shout out to Obsidian. Keep an eye out for his stuff, and the best way y'all can support him, Rumble, or purchasing books. Same thing with Tito. Obviously, he has a book. Obviously, support these brothers. You know what I mean? Because, like I said before, the aim is to demoralize, and we got too many nuts and resolve for all that shit. So I land my plane there.
No, Saul is right that the aim is to demoralize the space. And y'all all know on the tail end of all of these episodes, it was win by attrition. That's been our motto from the beginning. And truth be told, we have been winning by attrition, but that works, but that goes both ways. That being said, man, I want to thank Tito, Saul for showing up, Mr. O for trying to get in while he was still at work. That's definitely the move. He's trying to support the stream even without work. We couldn't do it with the background noise though, Playboy. Shout out to all. No, I'm just under the weather, man. The flight and everything. I was sleeping in the airport and all that other shit. Jumping from country, I think it just started to wear on me a little bit. But it was a great show this evening. I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting. See, we got a lot of cloud watchers. I'm gonna say this one thing too, though. I'll be saying this to Saul, man. Tito, Obsidian, what we do over this channel, a handful of other male content creators. This is like where the original article content is coming from. And at the end of the day, the audience, you guys are going to get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? If all your money gets spent on a watered down version of these channels, one day you're going to wake up and this content won't be around, and it'll be all this watered down shit that you threw all your fucking money into. And I said this to Saul earlier this week. We always make fun of the boomers and the old niggas and how did they let this shit happen? How did the fuck did they let this shit happen? And now I'm looking at this space. A lot of the audience is paying for the demise of the space in real time. Because you're gonna get what you pay for. Commerce. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever gets the most of the resources is what fucking grows. That being said, shout out to you, chat. Shout out for supporting stream and hanging out with us on a Sunday. I know I sound like shit. I'll be better next week. But in the meantime, I want to say good night and good luck. And also, Thanos was right.
Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition of rap shit, animal chemistry. Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition of rap shit, animal chemistry.
Wake up in the house, I look up, I see girls everywhere. I see bales everywhere. I see scales everywhere. I see hair and everywhere. I get mail everywhere. I get mail everywhere. I get mail everywhere. I get mail everywhere.
Hey, yo kids, they need to know I'm here to fuck you. I don't wanna know your name, yo kids, they need to know I'm here to fuck you. Get the fuck on, ain't no shame. I'm here to fuck. 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 Watch this bridge, y'all. I'm here to fuck.
Sorry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.